Okay, so Leia's comment is a big thing comment about rationalities, and then Amols gets more digs down into it, which is, could there be some reverse causality here? So when we look at the impact of wages and labor market opportunities on fertility, is there a possibility that the fertility level in a state is itself influencing the wages and labor market opportunities? Sorry. Okay, I'll take one more. Just a sampling. Who else wants to do one? Sure. Yes. Yeah. So the assumption of rationality could also apply to the children. So the children's decision about what to do in terms of this bargain is motivated by labor market opportunities. Colin. Okay. So another thing that we might wonder about is the proximity to a major city, and that perhaps they did a state-by-state analysis, but maybe now that we have the ability to do a much more refined level of analysis down to the level of the household, maybe we need to also look at the proximity to a city. That maybe because there are large cities there's St. Louis, there's Kansas City, there's Cleveland, there's Chicago, there's Indianapolis, maybe because there are relatively big cities in the states in which there are declines in fertility, maybe the ease of getting to those large cities, am I doing the right thing? Maybe the ease of getting to those large cities is more of a factor than what's happening in terms of labor market opportunities. All right. So we can challenge assumptions either because we read through the article and carefully as we're reading through we think, oh, but what about this? They didn't think about this. I don't think they mentioned this piece. Or we can critique articles by brainstorming before we begin and then going back and looking at our brainstorm list and seeing if there's things on our list that weren't mentioned in the article. Right. So if old age security is the goal, then is there strongly diminishing marginal utility for each additional child? Because if the goal is to get somebody to take care of mom, then one child, you need one that will do it. You don't need to have 6 in the hopes that some throw the dice and 1/6 of them will take care of you. Or have 4 and spend 3 months with each of them over the course of the year. Yeah. So in that ugly graph that I said you didn't have to look at, that you could skip over those pages, embedded in that ugly graph in David and Sundstrom's article, implicitly are assumptions about the shape of the utility curve. Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on. Immigration. We talked about fertility because we were talking about one of the 2 possible sources of increases in population, and that was natural population growth. The other possible source of an increase in population is immigration. And immigration is an important part of the story of the United States history in the late part of the 19th century. Okay, so let's start with a picture. This picture runs from 1820 to 1960. It shows you the number of people who are immigrating in each year. And right now we're doing the antebellum period, so we're looking at the years before 1860. So when we look at the year, we're going to come back and talk about migration again and talk about this later episode here. When we look at migration in the antebellum period, what we've got is this big boom here in migration that starts in the mid-1840s and peaks in the mid-1850s and then declines pretty sharply as we get to 1860. So that's the piece we want to look at and think about. The share of total population growth that was due to immigration goes from about 2% 1800 to 1825. So most of the population growth in the early years of the Republic was from natural population to 1/4 to 1/3 of population growth was due to immigration by the 1840s. Patrick. So California becomes a state 1849. The Mexican territory becomes part of the United States 1845-ish. So for the first half of the 1840s, the United States line doesn't include what's now California, what's now Mexico. The 1850s. I think that people who are going back and forth across what's at that point an incredibly porous border, right? Because it's just sort of drawn on a map, are not going to be caught in these numbers. That's basically your question, right? Yeah. These numbers come largely from ships records. So it's mostly people coming into the Atlantic coast, and we're going to get some people coming in through the Pacific coast, and also people coming in through Canada. But there has to be some. The data come from a combination these days. The data come from a combination of ships records and census answers. So where were you born? Answers in the census. All right. So who was migrating throughout this whole period? So throughout the antebellum period, the English are migrating through to the United States. There's not much of a story there. The Irish are particularly coming 1846 to 1855. So a huge wave. There we go. A huge wave of immigrants from Ireland following the potato famine. The Irish are primarily poor. They're primarily coming as laborers, so they're not coming here with wealth. They're not coming here to purchase a farm. They're poor. They're hungry. They're coming here for some form of common labor job. Mostly men. Typically single men, so they did not come in family units. It was often single men who came, and they primarily settled in the eastern cities. Another big part of the wave is German migrants. German migrants come in the 1850s following political upheaval throughout Europe that was particularly around 1848 or so, and a series of harvest failures. The Germans come with wealth and are farmers. So there's a big contrast here, right? The Irish are coming in, they're poor, they're laborers, they're not coming in to buy farms, they're coming in to get whatever kind of work they can get. The Germans are coming in family units, by and large, not everyone, but on average. In family units, they're farmers, they're bringing wealth with them, and their intention is to settle and to take up farming. The farmers wind up going largely to the Midwest, to Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, those sort of states, where the farming is pretty similar to the farming they already knew from their home country. So the climate is similar, the land is similar, and so the knowledge, we would call it human capital, the knowledge they had about farming, they were able to translate that and reuse, not translate German to English, but transfer it Germany to America and reuse it and use that knowledge about farming to be successful as farmers here in America. Chinese migrants also in the 1850s, again following political upheaval and famine in China. The Chinese who come are work as laborers and in mining, primarily coming to California. So the wave of Chinese migration in the 1850s is to California. It's not to the East Coast. So to the East Coast, we get folks coming from Europe, particularly Ireland and Germany. To the West Coast, we have migrants coming from China. The numbers, though, are very small on a national basis. So if you look at who are the people who are doing the mining, you're going to see a large preponderance of Chinese as the workers in the mines. If you're looking at the numbers of people who are immigrants, very small numbers. So for the immigrants, this is decade by decade. You can see the growth in the numbers from 100,000 in the 1820s, that's the total for the whole decade, to 2.8 million in the 1850s. About 20% throughout this period, ranges from 14 to 26, I'm going to call that about 20. About 20% throughout this whole period are from Great Britain, so that's England and Wales, Scotland. About, let's say, 20% in the 1860s, and around 40% during the big wave of Irish immigration from about 40% from Ireland. What are we going to call this number? We're going to call that about 1/4 to 1/3. yep, are German, and then you can see the very small number, percentage-wise, of Chinese migrants. But we're comparing, it's hard to compare because we're comparing what's happening on the East Coast to what's happening on the West Coast. Occupation. So if we take the answers that people gave as they came into the country as to their occupation, they could give an occupation or they could be listed as a woman or a child. So this looks at the whole set, including the women and kids. In the 1820s, and remember we only have about 128,000, 58% women and kids, about 13% skilled, 9% farmers, 6% laborers. Those don't add up to 100% because there are other categories I didn't include. The 1840s and the 1850s, when we have the big waves of migration, what we're getting is a big increase here in the share of the migrants who are laborers. So a slight decrease in women and children because of the increase in the number of single men, an increase in the farmers, that's the Germans, and an increase in people who simply list themselves as laborers. So it's a change in the occupations, the sort of the mix of migrants over that period. Okay, when we model migration, good, okay. When we model migration, the question we're going to ask is what determines migration? So what determines whether someone moves or not? There are push factors. Why do they leave home? So they leave because of famine, right? The potato famine is a reason to leave. There are pull factors. Once you've decided to pack up and leave Ireland, how do you decide which country you're going to? Those are the pull factors. So the push factors are what are the things that make you decide you're going to leave home? And the pull factors are what are the things that make you decide your destination? America, Argentina, somewhere else? What makes that decision? We've got to think about what the goals are that people are trying to achieve when they're migrating. We've got to think about if there's any behavioral assumptions we want to throw in there. People are economically rational or they're not economically rational. They have choice, they don't have choice. Those are the kinds of behavioral assumptions. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to divide you into groups. You're not going to talk to your group yet. You're going to have different assignments depending upon what rows you're in. So I'll group you up. But what I'm going to do is, so that we don't have 3 separate exercises, we're going to do this one this way. I didn't know how many rows there were. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's close. Okay, so the top 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, top 4 rows. You're going to take that first question. What are possible goals in migrating? So what I want you to do right now is jot some ideas down on your pad. Don't talk to the people around you yet. The next 3 rows. 1, 2, 3. Yep, these 3 rows. You're doing the second question. What are possible push factors? Let me do 4 rows. This row too. These 4 rows. What are possible push factors and what are possible pull factors? That's 2 separate lists. Okay. Bottom 3 rows. What sort of behavioral assumptions should we make? All the other stuff. So in addition to what the goals are, in addition to push and pull, what else might matter to migration? All right, take a minute. Tell my hands come down. Take a minute. Good thing I don't sweat, huh? Take a minute. Dial. Don't you wish everybody did? And write down thoughts on your pad before you start talking in your groups, and then I'll divvy you up into your usual groups. I know. It's like somebody on the subway, you know. Safeguard. Bottom rows have the hardest question. Okay, so groups are going to be along the rows here on the wedges are a group. The first 3 columns are a group. The next 1, 2, 3, 4 columns are a group. You may have to move around. I forget why Thursdays are lower. What do I have next? 3. 1, 2, 3 are a group, and the last 3 column are a group, and then you guys are a group along the row. Give me a goal. What's your name? Yeah, Naomi. But he's the reporter. Okay. What's your name? Ian. What do you got, Ian? We got a lot of Ians. Okay, go ahead. Land ownership. Good. So you want to own land? In order to do it, you got to move somewhere else. Good. All right. What's another possible goal? Somebody else from up here. 1, 2, 3 there. Who's in you're in that group? You're on the push pull? Or are you on goals? Are you the reporter? Who's the reporter? Oh, she'll be the reporter. Okay, cool. What's your name? Serena. What you got? For whom? Okay. Increased opportunities. I'm rephrasing so that it's short for her to write down. So better. What Serena said was better and more opportunities for the person migrating. So increased opportunities. Is land ownership, is that a subset? Is land ownership a subset of increased opportunities? Yeah. Okay. What else do we have? What did you guys come up with? Oh, here. What you got? Better prospects for your children. Define, hold on, prospects. All right, so education opportunities for the kids. And what else did you say? You said land opportunities, land ownership? So land ownership, we've got education opportunities and higher living standards. So increased living standards. Good. Top group. Should I come up with anything else? Just a fresh start. Leave your troubles behind. Yes. There's probably a musical that has a song about that too, but I don't know off the top of my head. I'm sure I can think of one now. Okay, what'd you guys get? What you got? So I missed that first part. Providing for the family back home. Okay, so now remittances. Yes, but wait a minute. Is that different than increased opportunities, or is that sort of a subset? So it's increased opportunities, and you're going to remit some, right? Okay, so after increased opportunities, we can put parentheses with remittances, question mark. 1 M, 2 T's. Good job. A, tan, yeah. Good. All right. How about over here? What kind of goals you guys got? You got anything new? Political opportunities. I heard. Good. All right. What else? Anything else? Family unification. Okay. Anything else? Anything that we didn't get? Yep. Aha! Escaping the law. Woo-hoo. Where did those people wind up? Georgia. That's right. Yeah. Georgia was felons from England that they took and well, it was eventually Australia, but initially it was Georgia. So watch yourself when you go to Georgia. Anything else that somebody wants me to put on this list? Yep. Religious freedom. Good. All right. Anybody in this room an immigrant or a descendant of immigrants? I'm going to guess that's almost. We got something up there that works for what you know of your family history? All right. I had one part of the family. Oh my gosh, we got some. My mother, before she died, she did a whole lot of genealogy, so she traced us back to like Charlemagne. Who knew? I could be in that Mayflower thing. The DAR. No, it wasn't the DAR. Whatever the thing is, right? Yeah, I could be in that. It's okay, I'll skip it. But we had a lot of family that came over from Germany in the mid-1850s. So that was about opportunities. It was about political opportunities. It was about establishing their own farm. My dad's mother, it's kind of sad. She was, they don't know, it's not clear from the record, she was either 4 or 7, and they put her on a ship from Sweden with some family friend and brought her over to America, and then she took a train to Minnesota where she lived with cousins in Minnesota. Not a good thing to do to a little kid. But that was about opportunities, but it was still, go with the parents. Don't send a 7-year-old. All right, next page, push-pull. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I down to push-pull? You guys are goals, right? All right, push-pull. What do you got? I need to know push or pull. Could you, oh, she's so gorgeous. She reads my mind. She's got a push on the left and a pull on the right. What do you got? Pull. Cheaper tobacco prices. You want to help me out here? I'm like, I spent last year in New York. It was like $9.85 a pack. I don't think that's what we're talking about. Is that what we're talking about? She's like, not me. Look at me. Last year I was in New York State. In New York State, it's $9.85 for a pack of cigarettes. Are you talking about those kind of tobacco prices? Okay. Yeah, addiction's an elastic thing. Okay, can we broaden this somehow? Can we make it cost? Okay, so I like cost of living. We'll put cost of living, and cost of living could be both push and pull. So I think what we can do, Rachel, is just put like a little star next to things that could be on both sides, right? Yeah, that works. Okay, and then related to that was business opportunity. So chance to start. So that's a pull. Just put business opportunities. And we'll think we know what we mean. What do you guys got? Give me something that makes more sense to me. Oh yeah. Okay, so part of what we're finding here is that the goals help to determine what the push and the pull factors are, right? So if you're migrating for religious freedom, then one of the push factors is going to be what's the religious setup where you're going from, and what's the religious setup where you're going to, right? Okay, so we could put religious in the middle. That'll work. What else? Is there anything else? We got cost of living. Famine is a push factor. Yeah. Okay, so pull factor is perception of opportunities. Yeah, that's good. And then over here on a push factor, I heard persecution. Is that right? We're talking faster than Rachel writes. Persecution, cool. What else? Yep, what's your name? Jill. Family networks is a pull. Family/social networks. Right? So the story about my dad's mother is certainly a family network thing, right? So she came to America because they already had cousins here. What else? Yep. Push, primogeniture. Or put inheritance, just generally inheritance laws. So primogeniture is a type of inheritance system that says that when the parent, typically the father, dies, that everything must be inherited by the eldest son. So primo is number 1. I suppose genitor is male. I don't know. Firstborn, but it's always the firstborn son. Yeah. So where's the male in that word? I don't know. Anyway, primogeniture always refers to everything goes to the first son. If you live in a country where everything is inherited by the first son and you're the third son, Kansas City, you're on your way, right? Because there's nothing for you. Good. All right, something else. All right, so a pull could be a language and culture similarity. Yep. Allie, thank you. Okay, so a pull could be stable government. Okay. And stable government, and Allie added, which you don't have to write up there, Rachel, with property rights and, what was the other piece you said? Established institutions and property rights. We'll just put stable government. And then you can put your arrow across there because the opposite, of course, is unstable government pushes you out. Pull is a push. Reputation in ruins? Oh, if you yeah. Okay, so push factor is what people say about you. Debauchery. Sure, community reputation. Yeah. Well, or bad reputation. It's not having no reputation that matters. It's oh my gosh, did you hear about their daughter? Yes. Oh, push or pull? Pull. So, persuasive ship captain. Now, what else do we need? We need some other stuff. You laugh, but it's actually historically good. So, looking for gold. So, a pull could be gold, which is, I think that's part of perception of opportunity. So, we'll put gold down. Yep. Geographical proximity for a pull factor. You're going to leave, but you're not going to go too far. Okay, push should be wages. Right, so wages goes on both sides. Good. So differences in wages are certainly a push and pull. Let me get a couple more, and then I'm going to, way over, okay, way over there. No kidding. War. Okay, so on the pull side, we're running out of space. We've got geographical proximity. So we're going to take geographical proximity as standing for what you just said, which was similarity of soil and weather. No, it's not the